So, yes, my name is Angeline Butler, and I just so happen to be the mayor of this magnificent city. And so I want to welcome you all to tonight's Ward 2 Council meeting. And I'm going to ask that we send some healing prayers and wishes to Councilwoman James, who is a bit under the weather. So that is why I am filling in for her today. And again, I just hope I do her justice with all the great news that you guys are going to hear today. And so you guys are in store for a huge treat hearing all the updates from our directors. And so I am not going to belabor the moment any longer, and we're going to officially get it started. And so I am going to ask this gentleman, who is maybe the second to last newest member of the Forest Park family. And he came to us from Powder Springs and has a wealth of knowledge that I know will just propel Forest Park to the next level. And I'm not gonna give him any extra pressure, but he knows that I expect nothing but greatness from him. And so far, he is doing a magnificent job. So I'm gonna ask if our Director of Economic Development, Mr. Marcellus Williams, can come forward.
All right, good. I guess it's evening or late afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Mayor, for that introduction. I'm Marcellus Williams, and the Economic Development Director. I'm going to just give you a brief update of what's been happening in economic development. So last Friday, we had a really successful event, Blues on Main Street. So I hope some of you got to attend. It was really, really great. We had a great turnout. A lot of people came, and so we are really excited about the future of doing more. That was the first annual Blues on Main Street, but we want to do more in the future. So I want to give a shout out to our Main Street manager, Rochelle Dennis, and also to Sharice Clay in our Economic Development Department for doing a fantastic job and helping with that. Yesterday, we held our third successful Off the Rails trolley tour. So I know some of you have attended that as well. So that was a really big endeavor by the city and economic development. So we're planning on doing that again in the spring, the trolley tour. That trolley tour, if you don't know, touched on that trolley tour went from the park to Gillum Logistics Center into the farmers market. We also, this Saturday, we're having an event up early on Main Street. We're going to have breakfast, pop-up dog park, music, pumpkin painting, and yoga right there on the fountain. So please come out, enjoy, and bundle up. I'll be there wearing a hoodie. So it should be a good event. Also, we've met with a variety of different interested prospects who are interested in coming to the city. Rise Cafe, who's located in Camp Creek, they're interested in coming to the city. Piece of Cake, we had conversations with them. Gus's Fried Chicken, too. We had conversations with them as well. We've met with several real estate brokers and developers, South City Partners, Hamilton Homes Jr., the Terminus Group, Novera Development Group, and Greenwood Commercial Real Estate, to name a few. This past month, we held 2 economic development open house forums. Some of you attended, where we got to hear from our citizens and tell them what's going on in economic development. We attended the Aerotropolis ATL Collective Development meeting. That's a meeting with all economic developers south of I-20. That's for us to collaborate, connect, and that's led by Aerotropolis ATL. We also assisted the Planning and Community Development Department with the Georgia Outdoor Grant. So hopefully, many prayers that we will get that grant to bless our great city. 2, we attended the South Metro Advisory Roundtable, where Mr. Clark was the featured speaker. We are working on some big projects in Fort Gillum right now, which once they are announced, they're going to be transformative, not only for our city, but for the county as a whole, and everyone across the world who don't know about Forest Park will know about Forest Park, so to say the least. And then we also held 3 business retention visits. We visited Bryant's Tax and Labor Finders, which are across the way And we also visited Clorox too. So those business retention visits are our visits where we connect with our local business and see how we can help them grow, prosper, and expand in our city. So those are my economic development updates. Thank you all. And if you don't excuse me now, I have to go run to pick up my daughter from daycare. So thank you.
So, wait, really quick, Mr. Williams, you've been with us since June, correct?
June 24th.
June 24th. And when I tell you, you just heard a mouthful, but that is just a testament to your dedication to Forest Park. And so again, I thank you. And I really want to emphasize Blues on Main. That was a fantastic event. It was an absolute blast. And then up early, yeah. And then up early on Main, I know it's going to be a very cool and crisp Saturday morning, but that's how I like it. Like, I think you Southerners get a little spoiled with the weather, but fall is my favorite time of the year, so I'm excited. So I hope you guys will come out and join me and everyone else for some yoga. So next is one of my favorite people in the entire world. And once you hear her speak, and you'll absolutely see why. Again, always pleasant, always smiling, and just always a joy to be around. And so I'm going to ask Ms. Diane Lewis, our Human Resources Deputy Director. Yes, yes, ma'am, if she could come forward.
Thank you, Mayor Butler, and good evening to everyone. The City of Forest Park is hiring, and we have some wonderful positions open. And the fire department has two positions open. They're willing to fill. One is for a firefighter EMT. The other one is firefighter paramedic. Also, the police department is hiring for communications operators. That's a 911 operator. And they're also hiring for police officers and police recruits. The Public Works Department has positions open for a park foreman, a heavy equipment operator, a maintenance worker. They're also hiring trade specialists, a street foreman, and a mechanic. And the heavy equipment operator, you do have to possess your CDLs. The Recreation and Leisure Department has a position open for an athletic coordinator. Code Compliance is also hiring a code compliance officer. If you're interested in any of these positions, it's very easy. You just go to the city's website, and it's www.forestparkga.gov, and you click on Departments, Human Resources, and then you click on Job Opportunities. It'll have all of our positions will be listed. And if you see anything that you're interested in, you just click Apply Now to fill out an application. Thank you very much.
Any questions? Okay, thank you. So I want to thank Ms. Lewis for that update, and then also remind everyone who is listening in person or virtually that in addition to all of the magnificent benefits that Forest Park offers, we now have a pension for our employees, as well as very soon the governing body will officially ratify our wage and compensation study, which would have us increase our starting salary to $23.46 an hour. So this is a great time to come on board and be a part of the Forest Park family. Not only will you get those great benefits, but you'll also be a part of making history with all of the progress that we have going on. So with that said, this next person bought my baby madam her first set of pearls. And anytime I have any questions about raising my fur babies, I go to this person, and he is always there to listen, to offer advice. And he's just overall just a really, really solid, wonderful guy. And I'm just so honored to introduce him today as the interim director of our Public Works Department. So Mr. Nigel, can you please come forward?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mayor, for that introduction. So I want to start with a few pointers from Public Works. We have the Waldrop sidewalk project that's going on right now. We are in the we are in the construction phase, which should be here within 2 weeks, after which we're going to start the acquisition and easement phase. We have the street and right-of-way maintenance. We have ongoing repairs. That's for the pothole repairs at Watts Road. We have the walking track that was temporarily closed on Monday for erosion repairs, but was reopened shortly after. We have added a few streets to the mosquito control route. So if you see the truck out there, you would know. We have the Street and Grounds Division that's going to continue their efforts for the debris cleanup and the landscaping. So we currently, as Ms. Diane alluded to, we currently have 2 maintenance positions vacant. We have 2 foreman positions vacant and 2 heavy equipment operators. You got to have CDL license, but we converted one of the heavy equipment operators into the maintenance to address some of the right-of-way concerns. And of course, if you live on the south side right now, currently there's a road closure at the corner of Ash and Shelnut Drive. We had a big oak tree fell, and so we're in the process of cutting it up and removing it out to the road. All right, thank you. Any questions? Yeah, you're gonna have to go around to Hemlock. So we do have a detour route. Good, thank you.
So yes, I definitely must thank our Public Works Department for all of the hard work that they do. And I'm also really proud to announce that the governing body recently classified Public Works as first responders. Yes, which is a designation that I did not believe you guys did not have sooner, but you guys are definitely part of that first responder team. Yes. Okay, so next up is, she's actually the newest Forest Parker to the family, and she came from Riverdale. And I love Mayor Dixon, so that one was hard. But she has a plethora of knowledge, and she and her staff held a planning and pastries event this morning that was amazing. And so you'll hear all about it when she comes up to the podium. But I am going to ask if Miss Nicole Dozier can come forward, please. And she is our Director of Planning and Community Development. What is Planning and Community Development?
Good evening, and thank you, Mayor Butler, for that introduction. I just have a few brief things to mention to you all. As the mayor has mentioned, today was our first event. We had planner and pastries, and it was great. We were able to provide a lot of information to those that participated. We primarily discussed what citizens have to do when they will have to apply for building permits or business licenses. So if you're doing additions to your homes, if you are building a shed, if you're building a deck, we basically provided a lot of information with regards to what you have to do to obtain your permit. We also talked a lot about planning and how planning affects what we do every day. So it was a great event, and hopefully you'll attend our next event as well. Additionally, the pedestrian bridge project, there will be an update. The feasibility study is now complete, and the consultant will be available on Monday's meeting to kind of give an update to mayor and council on where we are on that particular project. Other than that, let me talk a little bit. We are currently getting ready to start our park improvement master plan project. I've been talking with our consultants. We're basically going to move forward with obtaining approval from mayor and council so that we can begin the plans for all the parks, within the city of Forest Park. So other than that, if you have any additional questions, I'm here. We also will be working on, as stated at our last meeting, the mural program for the city as well. So just wanted to keep you updated on that. So thank you very much, and you all have a wonderful evening.
Any questions? Any questions, comments? No? All right, thank you so much for that. And the pedestrian bridge is something that we are definitely looking forward to getting an update on. If you have not seen the proposed renderings, then I would encourage you all to come to the meeting on Monday or look at it online. It will totally transform Forest Parkway. Absolutely spectacular. And if you just so happen to have about $7 million lying around and you want to help fund it, we definitely will take your funds. So next, oh, one of my favorite guys. Now, again, I'm a bit biased, but Marines are my third favorite branches of the military here. But I'm honored to have Mr. Derry Walker serve as our code enforcement, but enforcer sounds so, like I like compliance better, but it suits the Marine well.
We do have some in store.
Okay.
We're gonna be presenting before Mary Kay.
Oh, did I steal your thunder? No?
No.
No, okay. All right, so we're gonna have Mr. Derry Walker come forward, please.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Good evening. I'm here to give you an update on the code. I'm gonna say enforcement department for the day. We have a cleanup day next Saturday, October the 26th. We will be meeting at Pavilion 3 at Star Park. So we want to invite all of you out there. We're looking to hire 2 officers within the next 3 weeks. We will be fully staffed once we onboard those 2 officers. We continue to assist Ms. Warrior with the home rehab program. I think she would touch on that a little later on how many inspections we have done and how many is completed. We also have finished with the blighted property list. We have over 80 properties on there. So we're moving right along with code compliance here in the city of Forest Park. One thing I would like to say to the citizens, please remove your trash can on the day of pickup. We give you to 8 o'clock to have that removed. Make sure you call in your bulk pickup to Waste Management. If you have any questions about that, you can contact me. Any questions? Yeah, have a great evening.
All right, Mr. Walker, thank you so much for that update. And I really want to emphasize the blighted property list and why that is so crucial. And in its most simplistic form, a way of me explaining it, it's that when we drive our communities and we see the conditions of some of the properties, it really has a negative impact on everybody. And so by placing these properties on this blighted list, it starts the process of taking control ourselves into getting something done, doing something about those properties. So there is a process that people go through. It's not just we notice a dilapidated property, we put it on the list, and then it's automatically just taken care of. It is a significant process, but if there's any properties in your area that you feel is blighted and needs to be addressed, and I encourage you to contact Mr. Walker and his staff, and he will take the appropriate course of action. But there is one thing, Mr. Walker, like I don't know if we've ever had a pamphlet of some sort to go out to the residents that really on a comprehensive level explain things from like trash service, the bulk service, and whatever else that is of major concern.
We have did some education.
You want to come forward?
We have done educational sweeps in Ward 1 and I think Ward 2 with handouts concerning bulk pickup. Also the most common violations in the area on what would happen when those violations occur. We're working on getting through 2, 3, and 5 Ward. So I think especially in the Lookout area, I know Ms. Carolyn have seen So they're really doing a lot of, educational sweeps in that area. But we do have brochures, Madam Mayor. Yes. Thank you.
All right, this next person, let's see. Again, an absolute gem, amazing person to work with, and is just overall like perfect. And I know that's really crazy to say because no one's perfect, but she's just amazing all around. And she's here partly because our city manager is out at a concert. But I want to thank Miss Pauline Warrior, our Chief of Staff, for all that she does. And I'm going to ask if she could come forward and provide an update from the executive offices.
Good evening, everyone, and happy Thankful Thursday as we wind this down. I do bring you greetings on behalf of the executive office at City Hall and specifically our city manager who could not be with us on this evening. Listen, we've got a lot going on. You've heard a lot from some of our team, and in the executive office, we are working hard on a number of initiatives, and there is a purpose for that. We want to make certain that Forest Park is just the greatest place to live, work, and play. And so what I'd like to do with that in mind is just to update you on a few items today. And this will by no means represent all of the items with which we are working. Firstly, everyone enjoys Star Park. And so we want you to know that we are currently looking to rehabilitate and renovate Star Park so that it can become an even more joyous place for us to utilize for all kinds of events. At present, we're working on a number of conceptual bids. And we are looking to release those by the end of this year. And we want to do that because you are probably aware, and certainly you are aware, that we are proposing a new city center that our city hall will call home. And we want the renovated Star Park to coincide with the erection of that building. And so that's exciting for us. With the home program, so excited to see some of our friends who are participating tonight and those who may be listening virtually. The home program began back in February of this year following an application period that began in December of last year as a Christmas gift to our residents. And so of 279 applicants, we are so pleased through the eligibility process to work with 66 participants. And I am pleased to report that 49 of those 66 are currently in the final phase in the program. And so what that means is we have residents who have either completed all of the projects, all of the repairs that they desire, and I'm looking at friends here who have completed that, or they are in process of obtaining cost estimates and working with Mr. Walker in code enforcement to ensure that those inspections are sound. And so we are looking forward to closing out that round because I'm certain that the little birdie has shared that our city manager in concert with our mayor and other members of our governing body are absolutely looking forward to opening and reopening this program so that we can include other residents who are ready to be able to, get those repairs done. And that, of course, will contribute to One Forest Park and the neighborhood sustainability dynamic of that. And then finally, I'd like to share that, we're focused on operations and performance as it aligns to One Forest Park and specifically operational efficiency. And so we've been working for a few months on KPIs so that we can measure performance and operational growth, and so that we can benchmark practices that our departments are, doing that we want to keep going with, and so that we can eliminate procedures that we need to fine tune or just remove altogether. And so I'm excited to let you know that those key performance indicators or measures that we will utilize to help us grow and that are essentially a part of a roadmap are being reviewed, and we are preparing through a systemic format to make those public. And in doing that, then we're looking at OpenGov as our platform of choice. Thank you. And so we are having meetings to talk about that with those OpenGov representatives, and also looking at best practices from other municipalities to ensure that what we not only forecast for our performance over the coming years, and certainly under this current administration, are measures that we can be proud of and measures that help us with transformational growth. And so I'll stop there and open the floor for any questions that you might have. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Now that was a lot, but well, in a good way, because they really are working hard. And one of the few things I want to make sure that you guys really paid attention to was us reopening the home program. Initially, it was for our legacy residents, but by opening it up, we're going to open up to all homeowners here in Forest Park. And so we are extremely excited about that. KPIs are really, really a game changer because it allows us to focus on a quantifiable matrix that is driven on data and not just emotions and feelings. So it takes a lot of the biases out of decision makings and process implementation and things of that nature. And did you talk about Elevate? Star Park. Oh, Star Park, yes. And the city center. We look forward to, if you have not seen the renderings of that, they are absolutely amazing. And we're just excited about the future of Forest Park and what's to come with those capital improvement projects. Did you talk about Elevate? No? Okay, well, we'll talk about that next time. Okay, yes, ma'am. But as you can see, it is, they're working really hard on your behalf. So you should absolutely be proud, as I am, of the staff that we have with us this evening. But this next person is absolutely phenomenal. I know I keep saying that. I feel like I'm saying that a lot, but it's really true. She started as a deputy fire chief and is now our current fire chief. And the things that she is doing and implementing in the fire department is nothing short of remarkable. I think she, just by her mere presence, is doing an excellent job of inspiring the next generation of firefighters, but particularly women and women of color in the industry. And so hopefully she will share all of the highlights from the recent camp that she just had. And so I'm going to allow Chief Clemens to come forward and give you guys an update.
All right, good evening, everybody. Thank you, Madam Mayor, for the introduction. Yes, several key items that are being held in the fire department. Number one, Madam Mayor saying that, I'm bringing forth several great initiatives, but most certainly, again, as I've been saying, I can't do it without my team. I believe the fire department has one of the best teams in the city, hands down. The command staff always going above and beyond. I call them they're diamonds in the rough, and they do more with less. That's for short people. Thank you. September 2026, we were being faced with a storm, Hurricane Helene. Thank God that Helene moved east of us here in Georgia in the city of Forest Park. However, your emergency operations center was up and running. We were at level 2 activation. I was happy to have the police department, our public works department, our PIO, and several other representatives staffing the emergency operations center. What we do in the emergency operations center, we provide the resources to the city in the event that we're impacted by the storm. So the EOC is where all the information is gathered to ensure that the city of Forest Park is safe. In the event that we have to go to level 3 activation, it will require our council persons to be a part of that as a policy group to help make the important decisions to ensure this city is safe during any emergency event. So yes, we held the Girls Future Fire Camp on last Wednesday and Thursday. It was the second inaugural camp from ages 12 to 17 is one of the things that I'm very passionate about as I represent an organization called Women in Fire as the Southeast trustee. My regions are Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South and North Carolina. And keep in mind that women in the fire service represent 4 to 8%. So I try to do my due diligence to inspire young women so that they can believe that this is a career choice if they deem they want to pursue this career in the future. So the camp was amazing. Year 1, we had 50 registrants. I had over 40 campers in 2023. That was well above, capacity. This year, we're very intentional to have up 15 to 20. So I had 16 bubbling young ladies attend the camp, all hands on deck. All the women in the Forest Park Fire Department were the instructors. So they received some great instruction. They learned everything that we do in the fire service. We did something a little different this year. We took them on a field trip. We took them down to Forest Parkway, where we did some training over at Forest Parkway. And then we took them over to the fire station on Linda Way, where they got to see some rappelling and some search and rescue out of the tower over at Station 2 on Linda Way. We also took them over to dispatch so that they can learn everything about dispatch in the event that they want to become dispatchers. And then on day 2, we had our fire competition where they received their first, second, and third place medals. So we look forward to growing the camp. Last year was a 1-day camp. This year was a day and a half. We had to shut it down a little early because the Madam Mayor had her event that evening, which was a wonderful event, and you did such an amazing job. So we look forward just to grow the camp. If you have any young ladies in the ages of 12, 17, please invite them to our camp next year, and the information will be forthcoming. Secondly, we're hosting hose management training. We started that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Hose management training provides our members the most effective way to manage our hose lines. We use 2.5-inch, 5-inch, 1.75-inch fire hose. So it's very important that we train on how to manipulate those fire hose when they're under pressure. Next week, we have our live fire training at DeKalb Fire Training Academy. Until Forest Park, we get our own fire training academy. We utilize our community partners. So we'll be in DeKalb County next week using their fire training facility, doing live fire training. We're having our annual award ceremony this Friday at Fire Station 3, 2090 Anvil Block Road at the new Public Safety Complex, starting at 6 p.m., where we're going to be highlighting all of our members that have done outstanding work during year 2023, 2024. So if you are available and you would love to come and be a part of our award ceremony, most certainly you are invited to do so. We are currently advertising for 4 EMS lieutenants, this internal advertisement, and 1 fire lieutenant. What the EMS lieutenants will do, they will staff our rescue trucks. What my goal is to have a supervisor on every truck so that we have folks on those trucks making decisions on your, when we're responding to medical incidents and things of that nature, some decision makers. So we are advertising for those positions. The fire department works off 6 strategic goals: communication, employee recognition, where again, that's a part of our award ceremony, organizational development, where we professionally develop our members by providing training and sending them off to conferences and GIPSTIC, the Georgia Training Center, strategic plan, technology, and then health and fitness. We want to make sure our members are healthy and safe in an effort to not only retire healthy, but also respond to calls to help save the members of our community. Any questions for me? All right, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Chief, so much for that update. And if you are available tomorrow evening to come by and for the ceremony, it would be great. I know those that are being recognized or just in the staff in general would love to see the community come out and support them. And that is again tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Fire Station number 3 on Anvil Block Road. Okay. So next, this delightful ray of sunshine, one of my former swim instructors, is just a remarkable young lady. And I actually, if you don't mind, when you come up, Miss Moore, share with everybody your background. It's absolutely remarkable. And I think so sometimes when you see people in certain positions, you see them where they currently are, but not really understanding their background and the journey that it took for them to get to that current position. But when I learned about you, it was like absolutely phenomenal. I was really impressed. But yeah, so Ms. Moore from our Recreation and Leisure Department, can you please come forward?
Thank you, Madam Mayor, for that introduction. Hello, everyone. My name is Marquisa Moore. I am the aquatics coordinator for the City of Forest Park. I've been with the City of Forest Park for almost 4 years now. But to piggyback on what the mayor was saying, I want to give you guys some background. So I have been in aquatics for over 20 years. I started out I actually started out as a competitive swimmer. And I went on to work for the YMCA for 10 years. And then I went over to the City of Atlanta. I used to work in the City of Atlanta's City Hall offices as a data analyst. But my passion has always been to teach people, primarily minority people, to get us used to the water and get us into the water. So I left the city, the office of the city, I left and I came back, but I came back as entry level because I wanted to learn the ropes. Not that I wasn't qualified to go in as a manager, but I wanted to learn the ropes of the City of Atlanta's Park and Recreation department. So I went over and I started as a regular lifeguard and I just worked my way up over there and I became the manager for the Martin Luther King Center. And that's where I came from. That's where the City of Forest Park got me from. And so here I am, and I came here and my goal was to bring programming, swim lesson programming for our kids, for our community, and just for everyone really, and affordable swim lessons. And so that's it. That's pretty much it. But I am certified. I am an aquatic facility operator certified. I am a certified pool operator. I'm a lifeguard instructor, CPR instructor, and just a great mom. So to touch a little bit on what the Recreation and Leisure Department will be doing over the next 2 months. First things first, we have the breast cancer walk. As you all know, October is Breast Care Awareness Month. And we will be doing the breast cancer walk right here behind the Recreation Center on October the 19th. So that is this Saturday. Registration begins at 9 a.m. Walk begins at 10 a.m. It is absolutely free to join this walk, but the t-shirts are $5. Okay. Next up, we have our legendary residents getting ready to go on their legacy trip, getting ready to come up. They are doing the Legacy Justice Initiative trip, where they are going to Montgomery, Alabama. I was getting ready to tell you guys that I had a few more slots available, but after I just checked, those slots have been completely taken. So we are completely sold out, but they are gonna have a blast, I'm sure. Next up, we have the Legacy Masquerade Ball getting ready to come up, just in time for the holidays. This is a formal attire event. Tickets are on sale through Eventbrite. Just type in Legacy Masquerade Ball and put in the city of Forest Park to bring it up. And you can purchase the tickets there. They are $25. We only have a certain number of tickets available, and we are already halfway through. So I'm going to say, if you plan on attending the Legacy Masquerade Ball, please do so. Then the ball is scheduled for November the 2nd from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. This will be over at the gym, okay? 803 Forest Parkway. Come dressed to impress and ready to have a good time, okay? Next up, we have the Fall Festival, which is our event that we usually do in Star Park, but this year we have decided to change the location. So this year's Fall Festival will be right here on Main Street, right here across the street from 850 Main Street. We'll have trunk or treats for the kids, giving out candy. We'll be doing bounce houses. We'll have live performances and a few other things that you guys will be surprised about. But this event is free to everyone. It is open to everyone, but there will be a few streets blocked off on that day. So as you know, that later that day, the Masquerade Ball, but at the earlier part of that day is the Fall Festival. The Fall Festival will be from 12 noon to 5 p.m., which gives us exactly 2 hours to change over for the masquerade. So, yeah, recreation and leisure, we have a lot going on. We are trying to get our community encouraged and motivated to getting out and having a good time. So that's pretty much it for me. Do you guys have any questions? Yes. So yes, to piggyback on that, we just finished up our last session with water aerobics at the outdoor pool, but we are getting ready to get our new center. And so hopefully we will be offering those water aerobic classes throughout the year, all year round. That's the goal. Okay, so as soon as we get that new pool built, you got it. All the water activities for you guys. Okay. That's it.
So as you all can tell, there's a lot going on in our recreation and leisure department. One thing, tailgates, the ultimate tailgate experience that started already there, and they rotate. One weekend it's college football, and then the other is NFL. Well, on a Sunday is NFL football, and those are always a good time. And so not a lot, there are going to be some events that you're going to hear that are going to be on Main Street, and particularly they're going to be at the fountain. And that is intentional. And that is because Forest Park is in the first phase of becoming an accredited Main Street program. And as a result, we have to generate a lot of activity on Main Street. And so that's why you have the Up Early on Main at the fountain, the Blues on Main at the fountain and then moving the fall festival over there. And then we're even talking about moving our toy drive, our toy giveaway to the fountain. We're just trying to work out those logistics. And so it's very intentional. And then once we are officially accredited as a Main Street program, we will be the second municipality in Clayton County to hold that designation. And so Mr. Williams stated earlier, oh goodness, Miss Rochelle Dennis, she is our Main Street program director. And so she's been doing a phenomenal job at keeping activity going on Main Street. Oh, the Legacy Ball, I know is going to be outstanding. I attended the one last year that was here in 696, and I was thoroughly impressed. I mean, there was a lot of glitter and lashes and just, it was amazing seeing everyone dressed up. And so I look forward to seeing everyone dressed up again this year. And then I think that is it for that. Did we get everybody? Okay, are there any questions or comments before we close it out? No, nothing. Are you pleased with what you've heard thus far? And the ongoing efforts? I really, really want you guys to understand just how hard that the staff is working on your behalf. In addition to making Forest Park a place that you're proud to call home, that you want to work, play, and live, but also pray. Like, we also have to remember all of the churches, the faith-based organizations that are here. And again, we're 9.5 square miles, but there are a lot of churches that surround us. And I really believe that that insulation really protects us as a municipality. And so I just want everyone to be thankful that we are totally insulated spiritually. Yes, in that regard. And so let me see. So the State of the City address was last week. If you had not seen it, it is online, Facebook, and on our city webpage. I would encourage you all to go and check it out. November 21st, we will have in conjunction with Bulldog Insurance next to City Hall, we will have our annual turkey giveaway from there. Also in November, and Ms. Moore, you may be able to tell me the date. Our community Thanksgiving is, I think, the last tailgate.
The last tailgate will be next weekend, which is.
It should be in November. Well, I guess we are almost at the end of October.
No, it is. Hold on.
Well, we'll have those dates for you if you follow us on our social media sites and sign up for a newsletter. You'll get all of that information to make sure you are truly engaged and informed on all of the great things happening in Forest Park. I want to thank you all for being present with us this evening. And again, if you have Councilwoman James' contact information, please send her a call, send her a text, and give her a call, and just wish her well and tell her how much we miss her, and we can't wait to see her next month. So with that, Ms. Dixon, is there anything? Can we please give Ms. Tanisha Dixon a round of applause? When I tell you, she works so hard at putting all of these events together that I don't know where we would be if it weren't for you doing all this hard work for us. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and thank you all for tuning in.
Y'all have a great evening. Thank you for tuning in. See you next month.
Yes, we deserve to be proud. I really